Recently, I received a comment from a viewer who just said basically, "Hey Lou, how would you write a resignation letter?" Well, I thought about it and then I'm thinking of all the other people who've asked me the same question. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you what I know to be the perfect resignation letter. That's up next, right here on Over 50 TV. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. Now, if I've never met you before, my name is Lou Reyes. I'm the publisher of Over 50 TV, where we provide the latest work and money news for people over 50. Now, if you're new here, I'll ask you to consider subscribing to our channel and also go ahead and smash that bell notification. It's down below. If you smash that bell, every single time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. There are 5 parts to a standard get down to business resignation letter. And when you're writing your letter, it's smart. I think it's smart to write each part succinctly, no frills, no anger, and no frustration oozing out of the words that you write. Just a simple, informal, and friendly message from you to your soon-to-be former boss or the friendly folks at HR. So in this video, I'll go over each part of what I believe is the perfect resignation letter. But before I do that, I'm going to ask you to keep a couple things in mind. Number one, the resignation letter is important because it could help you to stay in good standing with the company. And you may need them as a reference, so keeping in good standing is important. But the other thing is this. I suggest giving a resignation letter in person if it's at all possible. Now, if for some reason you can't do it that way, you can send it via email. I believe when you give it to them in person, it shows that you respect them, and it shows that you're just a person of good character and strength. But to me, doing it in person is best, but never ever do it via text. So let's talk about the first of the 5-part perfect resignation letter. In the first part, you'll address the letter, simply just address it in an informal and friendly manner. You could say something like, "Dear Tom Jones," or "Dear Dawn Smith." Now, granted, there's nothing new here, but I do want to mention something, that even if you were on a first-name basis with Tom or Dawn, there's nothing wrong with showing deference to your manager's position. And when you address it as "Dear Tom" or "Dear Dawn," you're letting them know, even though this is in an informal manner, you're letting them know that you're serious, and this letter is a serious letter. In the second part, you begin the body of the letter by explaining your intention and last date of employment. Now, this eliminates any ambiguity. So for this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use employment at a Target. Now, you could say something like this. "Dear Dawn Smith, please accept my letter of resignation as the night manager at Target. My last date of employment will be on March 30th, 2021. Short and sweet. You don't need to say anything else. And again, what I'm stressing is you're eliminating any ambiguity. In the third part of your letter, I suggest briefly explaining the reason that you're going to be leaving the company. Now, there are lots of reasons that people leave a business or a job, and some of the common reasons that I've heard over the years are, I've got a new career opportunity, there's family and health reasons, or maybe the position doesn't fit my schedule or even my personal goals. So in this third part of the letter, what I would say, and I'd probably do it in 1 or 2 sentences, you could say something like, "I recently decided to move to another city to be near my daughter and my grandkids." Just be positive, but also be brief. You don't need to go into some long explanation, and you shouldn't be negative or even condescending. There's no reason for that. Now, in the fourth part of your letter, express your gratitude. And for some people that may be hard, but you really need to do that. Just thank them for the opportunity. Again, whether or not you believe it or not, or whether you mean it or not, but this does increase the likelihood that they'll give you a good reference, or they may even rehire you should you decide you want to come back. But also wish them well. Now, this is important because it shows that you not only care about your future, but you also care about the future of the company that you are working at. Now, you can write something simple, something like this. You could say, thank you for the opportunity to be a valued member of, I'm using Target as an example, a valued member of Target. I know the store and team members will continue to offer a great shopping experience for Target guests. And again, it's so important just to be positive and, wish them well. Now, I'm not asking you to go overboard on this, but a good rule of thumb is just thank them in 2 sentences and really no more than that. There's no need to go on and drag this on. 2 sentences is all you need. The last and final part of your letter is to offer to help train your replacement. This may not sit well with some of you, but it's really a good gesture, and it really does reinforces your gratitude and stated desire that the company continues to succeed. In this final part of the letter, I would say something like, I'd be happy to train my replacement and offer any other help that you need to make the transition seamless. You can close the letter by just saying something like, I wish you the very best. Thank you. Now, some of you may be thinking, hey, Lou, be real. They're not going to ask me to train my replacement. Well, you know what? Maybe they won't. And yeah, there probably is a good chance they won't do it. I just find companies, for whatever reason, don't do that. But it doesn't hurt you to offer to train your replacement. It is a good gesture. Well, there you have it, my 5-step formula for writing the perfect resignation letter. And I want to go back to something that I mentioned in the very beginning of this video. There is nothing wrong with writing a resignation letter. Yeah, maybe, just maybe, you don't want to write it. Maybe you have some bad feelings, or maybe, just maybe, you think, you know what, I just want to move on. I don't want to bother. But writing that resignation letter, it shows you have good character, it shows you're professional, and you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't hurt anybody, but it can help you. Well, that's all I got for you today, folks. As I mentioned earlier, if you would, please go ahead and consider subscribing to Over 50 TV. To do that, you've just got to hit that little button. There's a button underneath the video screen. There is also, though, a little bell. That is so important to hit that little bell, because if you smash that little bell, every single time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Well, as I always say, have a great day, everybody.